welcome. My name is Angelina and today we are going to be reviewing aespa's debut with Black Mamba. Now this was definitely a much anticipated debut from SM Entertainment, which features a seemingly unique AI concept integrated into the member lineup. And I actually have a video about some of my thoughts about this if you want to check it out after you're done with this video. However, this is also a debut that has been plagued with controversy. From accusations to plagiarism to concerns about how this AI concept could be used for bad intentions. Is their concept too similar to KDA? Is their AI concept as it is now going to be an issue? So along with my review of the music video, the choreography, the styling, I thought we could talk about those subjects as well and talk about why it's familiar, why it's not familiar, and honestly everything in between. And actually, good news, if you're interested in this type of video, you actually have the opportunity to subscribe to this channel before I cut you off after December 31st. You can also like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have to help that good old algorithm. Since YouTube has also blocked my community tab and I don't know why. They were like, you don't get a play button and you can't talk to your audience. Thank you. But before we get into the contents of this video, I did want to leave a little bit of a disclaimer. So this is just a series that I do for fun to talk about comebacks or to talk about debuts. Familiarity in and of itself is not inherently bad. If anything, I find a lot of comfort within familiarity, and I think it's really fun to make reference to other works of art. So I am in no way accusing anyone in these videos of plagiarism. It's definitely not my place. And I think after a while, there's just so much you can work with before you inevitably see things reappearing or reoccurring. So yes, I'll be pointing out some similarities, maybe making some jokes about that, references to other works of art, but it's all in good fun. So let's start with a little bit of an introduction. So Black Mamba, for those who don't know, is actually a type of snake. But from what I know about Black Mambas, they aren't actually black. In fact, they're called Black Mambas because when they open their mouths are entirely black. But the snakes are generally, green to brown. So we won't get into how accurately the snake was represented within the music video because I don't think I'm really qualified to do so. And I won't be showing the snake just in case anyone is a little bit freaked out. If the title was Black Palm Cockatoo, I can assure you this video would have a very different direction. But alas, this music video starts off with all 4 members in this super colorful room with these blank TV screens. And they're dressed very colorfully, and there's even these little animations that appear above them. We then cut to a more nature-like scene, which really doesn't reflect reality, right? It's more unrealistic, maybe a little bit futuristic. It's more metallic. And with this, we're presented with aespa's universe. And I have to say, the universe that they created for aespa is absolutely stunning. You're mixing elements that seem familiar with elements that are just completely out of this world, completely entirely animated. In terms of creating a specific world, I'm in love with this, and I'm so excited to see to what extent they elaborate on this world, to what extent they show us more of this world. However, when it comes with the integration of their AI versions, I have a little bit different thoughts about that, but we'll get into that later. But interestingly enough, in this universe, you can airdrop a picture, and then when you open that picture, it creates, an environmental change. As we can see, Karina is in a subway, she gets airdropped a picture, and then suddenly there is flowers and butterflies. I also really love this scene with Ning Ning and the computers. I'm a sucker for pink despite the fact that I wear black all the time. So let's move on to why it's familiar. The first thing noteworthy of pointing out are definitely the screen animations. I love this. I love mixing animation with real life video. I definitely love this aspect when it appears. I've seen it in ITZY's Icy. I've even seen it in 21's Happy. I just love the mixture of animated things with real life videos. The next thing that I see people bringing up a lot is definitely the similarity with KDA, which is a K-pop group from League of Legends, which is voiced by sometimes G-Idol, Madison Beer. And now I get that they're both dabbling with the aspect of unreality, right? They're avatars voiced by real people, though I still maintain they do it in a different way, right? KDA is entirely animated, right? While aespa, of course, is supposed to be kind of a mixture of animation, avatars, AI, and real life people. And in fact, within the music video, we saw very little of their AI versions. You know, we did see little glimpses here and there, them kind of interacting very little with their AI characters, and then them kind of becoming their AI characters at one point. And I have to admit, I was a little bit scared of this because in Giselle's teaser, you can kind of see the integration of both characters was a lot more common. You know, they were switching back and forth, and I was just a little bit apprehensive about that. Like, how are people going to react to this? You know, K-pop group, but anyways. So I appreciated that we got to see a little bit of their AI, but it wasn't overpowering. It wasn't like a focal point of the video. It was a cool little touch rather than, you know, taking away from the members, which I think is a concern for a lot of people. Since a lot of people are saying, you know, imagine training to become a K-pop idol and then your job is taken by someone who just really isn't real. So moving forward, if aespa'a continue to do this, you know, integrating their AI versions in a way that's a little bit more subtle, I think it's something I could personally get behind. I'm not the biggest fan of the AI concept as of now. That could definitely change in the future. But if they continue on this way, while doing other things outside of their music videos with their AI concepts and integrating them more in that sense, I think it could be a really cool idea. But before watching this music video, I was literally thinking like 4 extra members would be appearing and singing and dancing with them and being integrated a little more. Maybe in the future they will do that, but as of now, I really like how it's integrated right now. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you want more of the AI, or do you think as it is now, it's pretty good? Because I know a lot of people were really iffy about that. In terms of the animation, because I know there are some people pointing out similarities before today, at least with the teaser of aespa's video and KDA music videos, I've seen some similarities going around on TikTok, you know, certain like animation similarities. I'll try to pop some up on the screen, but just know like I don't know KDA that well. I don't know what music videos these are from. I actually heard my first KDA song yesterday. I heard more. And I think I'm going to add it to my end of the month review, even though it was the end of October, but you know. And lastly, we also have a lot of people who are pointing out that the AI members specifically look like some Blackpink members. So this AI member looks like Lisa, and then this AI member looks like Rose. So I definitely love to know what you think about that. Do you think it's a little bit of a stretch? Do you think it's just maybe like a specific hair color and a specific outfit more than anything else? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to the choreography, I thought it was really interesting. I love this move where they kind of crouch down onto one leg and then, you know, kind of move their weight to the other leg. I love that move for whatever reason. Like, just in general, plopping down like that. I don't know why. There's also this move that I have titled the flamingo, where they kind of move to the side while doing little steps. And I've seen Girls' Generation do this a little bit, so a little SM take back. I've seen it in Catch Me If You Can, but I remember it in other Girls' Generation choreographies. If it comes to your head, please leave it in the comments down below. Lastly, for choreography, they do this move that kind of represents a snake, which I thought was interesting. But can you imagine? Back to the black palm cockatoo. Can you imagine how to represent a black palm cockatoo? Just them pretending to yell at each other and causing headaches. It's a mess. So in terms of styling, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I feel like there are definitely some second-gen elements within this, and here's why. Not only is it quite busy, a little bit Zimzalabim-esque in nature, but, you know, keep in mind, Zimzalabim, I feel, was a little bit of a throwback to second gen. But back in the day, I feel like idols wore a lot of things that could easily be made at home, right? Very extra accessories that you could kind of make on your own. And trust me, I did. So what I'm seeing with aespa'a are like little elements here and there where it's like, I think I could make that. I think I could get the materials to make that myself, which adds a little bit of a personalized element, which makes it fun for people if they ever did want to recreate the look, right? It's fun to recreate kind of quote unquote normal outfits, but it's even more fun to make something that seems more personalized, right? You see this scene with Ning Ning and she has these glasses, but there's like pearls on them and little accessories hanging from the glasses, and I thought it could be really cool. I don't know, just for me, I thought that was a cool element. And of course, the styling is just top notch. It's just everything. I also think they do a really interesting mix of bright styling with kind of a darker concept, right? Because I feel like their whole universe is more of like a dark purple theme, but their styling is definitely more bright, more like bubblegum, if you will. and then sometimes it's elegant, and then sometimes it's just plain fun. So I think they do a really good job at mixing all of those elements together to create a unique style. So now we're gonna end off this video with my thoughts on the song. If you want like a proper review, you're gonna have to wait to my end of the month review, but I'll tell you a little bit about what I think. I've heard some people say that this doesn't sound like an SM song, that they get more YG vibes from this, and I can't entirely say that I agree. Like, I'm not getting a lot of SM vibes, but I'm also not getting super YG vibes. It feels like an overall new sound. Like, I can't really picture YG artists singing this, but I also can't really picture SM artists singing this. Admittedly, I get like the slightest Girls' Generation Mr. vibes, but overall, surprisingly, I'm getting more KDA vibes because I heard more, and then I heard Black Mamba, and I feel like they're kind of on the same wavelength. But I asked you guys on my community tab what you thought of Black Mamba. And then I asked you guys over on my Instagram if you could even see my community tab, because I had some people telling me that they just, like, they couldn't see it. So I don't know what's going on. I think YouTube blocked my post. You know, maybe I deserve it. I don't fucking know. So overall, I wasn't entirely able to get a consensus of what people were thinking of this song. But I do see a lot of comments saying that the visuals are absolutely stunning, but that they're a little bit underwhelmed with the song, and I'll get more into that at my end of month review. That is so shitty of me. In terms of it being underwhelming, I can kind of see where you guys are coming from. It seems to stay similar within the entirety of the song. There's not a lot of differences. They have a certain expectation when it comes to SM songs, and because this doesn't entirely seem like an SM song, I think it throws some people off. I mean, we do get like the chanting in unison chorus, so that seems very SM, but I really am not getting the Teddy vibes. People are saying it has a Teddy chorus. I just don't feel like Teddy would go there. Paired with people who are saying that it sounds a little bit underwhelming, there are also people who are attributing this to the fact that the song might have been rushed. You know, SM might have rushed this to make people forget about certain scandals, and now I definitely covered this in my own video. However, I don't know if you guys remember, but I did calculate the amount of time it took for SM to announce that EXO was going to debut, and then when EXO actually debuted, which was around, I think, 3 months, and then compared that to Red Velvet, which was, you know, less than a week, and then even NCT, which was less than a week. So I think if we compare it to, you know, Red Velvet and NCT, aespa'a did actually have a really long time between when they were announced to be debuted and then when they actually did debut. So I'm not too sure how accurate that statement is. I did personally think that they were announced a little bit prematurely, but overall, I don't think it was really rushed. But you can let me know what you think about that in the comments below as well. So yeah, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it to this point. If you did, you might as well subscribe before I close my subscriptions again. And like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You can also consider joining my channel members to help support this channel in a different way. You can click the link in the pinned comment to do so. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to let me know in the comments down below what you think of this comeback. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's familiar? Do you think it's not familiar? Let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!